people looking for social benefits, people just looking for heat and hot water. And again, the fact is that we have a congressman who is embroiled in ethics controversy. He has no time anymore to devote to the real issues that affect Northern Manhattan. And that's why we are here today. We have been here yesterday. We are here today. We will be here tomorrow. We're going to continue to take this fight to the streets. And again, if you won't resign with dignity, the gloves are off. We will take you out on Tuesday, September 14th. Thank you. Change is coming. 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 Any quick questions, comments?
Some politicians that I spoke to have said that you have a lack of record as your term as an assemblyman. How would you respond to that?
The fact is that if you walk around the neighborhood, you will see my record. I don't have to tell you. If you walk 3rd Avenue between 118th and 119th, you will see Hunter College being built. I persuaded Hunter College to come into East Harlem. The School of Social Work, the new school of a proposed school of public health, and the Center for Puerto Rican Studies. They will all be located and opening in the fall of next year. The fact is, if you walk around the northeast corner of 123rd Street and 3rd Avenue, you will see a brand new building. It is vacant, but it will soon be the house, the new home for the Borinquen Health Clinic, which is one of the premier health clinics in the city. The fact is, if you walk 119th between 1st Avenue and Pleasant, you will see a brand new building being built by Green Hope Services for Women, for formerly incarcerated women and children. And that was not only the result of my funding that I brought from the state, but also the negotiations that we did with many state agencies. The fact is, if you speak with any senior in the entire state of New York who's benefiting from the senior citizen rent increase exception, better known as SCREE, they will tell you that it was Adam Clayton Powell as the assembly member that passed that law so they won't have to face any rent increases. The fact is that if you see many drug addicts that now are receiving treatment as opposed to being locked away for 20, 25 years with the racist Rockefeller drug laws, if they are now receiving treatment, they will tell you it is because Adam Clayton Powell advocated and fought for the repeal of the Rockefeller drug laws. The fact is, anyone who's making more than $5 an hour, which is everyone now by law, will tell you that their minimum wage was increased because Adam Clayton Powell stood with a coalition of labor and religious leaders every year, and we fasted, no food, for 40 hours every year, 2001, 2002, and so on, until we finally approved an increase to the minimum wage. And there are many, many other examples. If you talk to people who are still in their homes today, they will tell you that we're facing eviction, and they had a 72-hour marshal notice. In one case, their furniture was on the street. They came to my office, and not only did we put the furniture back in their apartment, but they are still in those homes today. And so there are many examples, and again, we've done this with an open door policy. I don't belong to any political clubhouse. I don't belong to any political machine. I don't kiss anybody's rear end, if you will, because the fact is I respond to the people, and I believe in public, underline the word public service. That's what I've done in nearly 20 years. Northern Manhattan, general East Harlem, many of them belong to a basketball league that is called New York City Bomb Squad Classic. And that league is led by Skip Branch for 16 years. When Skip Branch founded that league, has provided a summer of not only basketball, but summer of rules, of respect, of regulations, of academics. And Skip came to me a few years ago because he was doing it practically from his pocket by himself. And we have been together, and we have joined since then. And I'm glad to say that the league is doing very well. It's progressing, and it now services, it used to service 15 kids when it started 16 years ago. It now serves nearly 300 kids every Saturday on 99th Street and 3rd Avenue. And that's one of the many things that you can touch and feel. And I have Assemblyman Jose Rivera, who served with me in the State Assembly, and I'd like for him to say some of the things that we've done. I know he will mention Vieques and many other things. I'd like to just say a quick minute or two, Jose. Yeah. Assemblyman Jose Rivera.
Good morning. I would like to begin first by sharing with all of you how I got here today. For the benefit of the youngsters like Mr. Campelli, who were not born yet in 1955. I was 19 years old in 1955. And that was at the height of the beginning of the civil rights struggle. There was a beautiful lady who down south refused to take a back seat for anyone. Rosa Parks. But before I heard of Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King, I've heard many years before the contribution and the work of Adam Clayton Powell, our congressman then. In the 50s has been accomplished ever since. I benefited from the civil rights struggle, and I benefit from the type of organizing that Adam Clayton Powell, the father, the former congressman, did in our neighborhood. He united West Harlem with East Harlem. It was he that said, listen, in my book, there were two great congressmen, Vito Marcantonio, Italian-American from East Harlem, who got along very well and recognized the need to form coalition with the Puerto Rican Latino community in those days. But he did Congressman Powell, and it was Congressman Powell who said, listen, there needs to be a coalition. When Black and Puerto Rican comes together, we have numbers to make a difference. And those numbers in those days made a difference. It contributed to Adam Clayton Powell becoming and remaining as a member of Congress. Well, we lost him 40 years ago. He was replaced by what we know today has been a great man. Charles Rangel, even Adam Clayton Powell, the candidate, shares with everyone that he has done some great, wonderful thing. And I agree. I know Charles Rangel personally. I think he has done wonderful things. I believe that he should enjoy the fruits of his labor. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Allow for another 40 years of change. You made change and a difference 40 years ago, and you made a contribution. Allow this young man to fill in your shoes, because in my view, in my experience with Adam Clayton Powell, our candidate, I served with him in the city council. And if anyone wants to do some research, you can see the leadership. And if you don't believe me, you go to YouTube, Rivera J78, and you see those old historical videos on my YouTube channel, Rivera J78. And you can see some of the contribution that was made by this young man while in the city council. Speak about the need for labor and their needs for their constituents and the membership in the rank and file. It was this young man who led the way to an increased cost of living increase for the workers in those days.